So my role's actually a new one on the organisational chart. Jackson, my role's referred to as the National High Performance Director of the national sporting organisation, Surfing Australia. It's a role consistent with other Olympic sports, where you have someone fundamentally working full-time in the high performance space, leading the strategy for the high performance program, not just for now the fact that we're in an Olympic Games environment, but focusing fundamentally also on talent for future cycles. I think the Olympic movement is looking for partnerships with sports that can ensure that it has relevance in the future. And a sport like surfing is incredibly contemporary, and it's perceived as being able to connect with youth, and it's incredibly innovative and it's moving very fast in terms of its growth. So in surfing, I'm sure the Olympic movement have recognised the fact that the sport offers relevance, offers a connection to a younger generation, and offers an exciting sport that will, at the top level, be incredibly matched to the Olympic values around elite performance. Every sport needs to grow, and this is the next phase of growth for our sport of surfing, to be able to go to a multi-sport event that is essentially the Olympic Games, which is the #1 multi-sport event in the world, where eyes of the world are watching the sport, is the next phase of growth for surfing, absolutely. Absolutely, that's Australia's connection to surfing is, you're right, it's part of the intrinsic fabric that we are known for as a nation, and we're all incredibly connected to our beach locations and have grown up understanding surfing and understanding a tight connection to the ocean. So I think the eyes of Australia, once we get closer to the Games, will be really focused on our athletes and our performance, and that'll be some of the actual challenges that we actually now internally have to navigate. Our surfers currently on the World Tour go to locations through the World Surf League that are very familiar to them. They know the people, whether it's those that are involved in the competition itself or the local communities, and there's a lot of familiarity around that. To actually now be placed into a multi-sport environment with the eyes of the world, not just the surfing community, on your performance is something that we're going to have to support our athletes with, and it'll be preparation in that space that we'll be taking really seriously. Yes, definitely. Look, the World Surf League is a massive commercial entity in terms of events, and sport is big business these days, and it's a competitive market, but we hold a really unique position in terms of our product and our offering and the quality of characters that we have in terms of our athletes. Surfing Australia, our high performance program, our fundamental purpose is not just to produce and support world's best surfers, but actually also the world's best people. And I think surfing really brings some incredible characters to a surfing landscape that now is in a multi-sport environment. Of that 20, Australia will probably automatically qualify 2 spots for women and 2 spots for men. There is potential that we might get a 3rd spot, depending on what the qualification actually is. So we'll know by February 2018 what the qualification process is. Our first Olympic readiness camp in January of next year, where we will invite a wide cohort of athletes to that camp to start to consolidate some of those plans and what Team Australia actually is going to be looking like. After that camp in January, we'll be looking in February to name our first national squad, and that squad, numbers-wise, will probably be about 9 men, 9 women, and we will be looking for ways to support those athletes in amongst their World Surf League campaigns, because obviously that's where their individual progression is going to take place, and we want them absolutely to have the consistent eye on the prize for World Championships, but we also need to build a Team Australia culture as we get ready for an Olympic Games. Look, generally, the assumption that you'd probably be safe in making would be that the majority of the athletes invited to that camp would be what we refer to as our current cycle athletes, so those most likely to be in contention for Tokyo. But at the same time, as you're noting, the importance for us is to continue to develop the talented athletes that potentially might be more inclined to be future cycle for Paris in 2024 or LA in 2028. Should surfing be included in that, and we're pretty confident it will be. Yes, absolutely. We've got our talent ID camps and programs, and we've got Team Australia in our World Juniors, and we also have a lot of activity that's already happening in the state sporting organisations, so in the talent pathway. But through the High Performance Centre here at Casuarina, there's a centralised program essentially for our talented athletes. So 3 years ago we had some support from the Australian Institute of Sport to build a surf skate facility, so that we had essentially a dry land facility to do skill acquisition work in that would be able to be transferred out into the waves. So, and we've actually outgrown that, so we'll be building a bigger surf skate facility, and we'll be looking to come up with innovative ways to do dry land skill acquisition work that can actually be transferred into an aerial game out in the ocean. So that's incredibly exciting, and we'll be looking to sports like winter sport, diving, gymnastics, for some cross-fertilisation and ideas, and sharing some coaching solutions with those various sports. And again, that's another way that surfing's just growing, is we're actually looking to other sports, and other sports are looking to us, and we've got an open mindset to be able to share some of those coaching solutions with those sports. The national office is currently based in Coolangatta. We'll actually be moving to this facility as well, so we'll have more office space, we'll have a 3 times bigger gymnasium, and essentially this will become the home of Surfing Australia. So he is going to be referred to as our elite program manager, and will become almost like the coach of the coaches at the top end. So with our podium athletes and our podium potential athletes who are most likely to be selected for Tokyo. So Bede's appointment's a really exciting one. The athletes currently on the World Tour respect Bede enormously. He holds an enormous amount of credibility, and he's the perfect person for us to be able to have working with our coaches and athletes. Absolutely. From the first conversations that we've had with our athletes is that they're incredibly excited about that opportunity. So there's something really fresh and exciting for this environment that the athletes are just like buzzing about. And it's to be able to compete for Team Australia. They don't get that opportunity. So we've got a lot of work to do to actually define what Team Australia actually looks like and what our culture is going to be, and I can guarantee you that there'll be a really tight team representing us come Tokyo.
Will there be a captain to this tight team?
Look, you'll have, I'm sure when you are a leader at that level, when you're an athlete at that level, everyone's a leader. So whether we choose to appoint a team captain, that's still to be determined, but we're a small team. There'll be, probably 2 to 3 athletes men, 2 to 3 athletes women, but there'll be natural leaders in amongst that. They're all leaders as it is.
Kim, thank you for your interview.
No worries. Thanks, Jackie.